Oh, God, it's over. It's all over. Oh, this is how it ends. We were warned. It was right there in the book of bloody Matthew 24/7. Nation will rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom. There'll be earthquakes. Earthquakes! That's the least of our problems now, earthquakes, isn't it? It's the end of the world. The end of the world. God's wrath unleashed upon his children. Good morning. You're listening to BBC Radio Wales.
Yes, today is the apocalypse, so make sure you do take a little extra care if you're heading out and about today. Looking at the live cameras, the M4 coping quite well. Past the Calder roundabout, it's flowing quite smoothly, although that's probably because westbound it has become a river of molten pus. Eastbound again, not too bad. There is one lane closed at the Bringlass Tunnel. That's due to weeping ghost children. Onto the A465, it's moving slowly west of Hirwaun on the Heads of the Valleys Road. That's because the valley is now full of heads. Not quite sure what happened there, but people are slowing down to have a look. The A470 around Brecon, there's a lane closure northbound. That's due to a lorry spilling its cargo of locusts. On the A40 near Newin, I'm getting reports of an enormous headless horseman coming down from the sky and clutching up cars. He's already nabbed a Frontera, so you may want to be extra careful if you are driving a Vauxhall. Finally, the A55 North Wales Coastal, that's closed east and west due to an accident involving a hearse. Apparently the corpse came back to life, strangled the driver with his own intestinal tract and is now in the central reservation, vomiting hot diarrhea, doing a little dance. Traffic officers are on the scene there. That's all from me. More in half an hour.
Weekday mornings from 10. This is Jason Mohammad on BBC Radio Wales. Call now 03700 100 110.
Well, it's the end of the world. You'd have to be living in a cave to have missed that. Of course, if you are living in a cave, probably the best place to be on a day like this. If you've got room for one more, I'll be over after the show. So what do you think? It's the end of the world. It's coming to an end. Are you happy? Annoyed? Maybe you think it's a good idea, the world being dragged down to hell by a vengeful God. Or maybe you think it's bureaucracy gone mad. Let's go to the phones now. Eileen from Gendros.
I think it's terrible, Jason.
Okay, what do you think's terrible, Eileen?
Well, all of it's blimmin' terrible, isn't it? Well, do you know what? I want to know who's going to pay for it, because you know who it's going to be, don't you? Us, you and me, that's who, taxpayers. And I'll tell you one thing, I did not vote for it. Not one vote, and I think it's a disgrace. Okay, strong words there from Eileen in Gendros. Thanks a lot for that. Now, Paul from Llanidloes, are you there?
Right, Jason, how's it going?
Very well, Paul. What did you want to say?
Well, I'm wondering whether or not this might not be a good time for the WRU to consider making some changes at the coaching level.
That's not really what we want to talk about today, Paul. It's the end of the world.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. See, and this time like this, when we got these pitch-eyed, weird angels breathing hellfire on our crops and on our kin, I'm thinking, do we want Warren Gatland and Rob Howley in charge of the team, to be honest with you? And I've got a lot of respect for both of them, but with mankind about to be flung into this eternal pit of agonising oblivion, is it time to consider bringing back Steve Hansen? I think it is.
Okay, good, interesting. Thanks, Paul. We've got Chris in Newcastle. Emlyn, Chris, you there?
Jamo.
Chris, how are you?
Very well, very well.
What did you want to say?
Oh, are we on?
We are on. You are live on Radio Wales as we
amazing,
speak.
Right, what it is, right, at the end of the day, when all's said and done, I think it's quite good, the end of the world.
Okay, do you want to expand on that? How do you think the end of the world is good?
Yeah.
Do you want to expand on that? How the end of the world is?
I don't know, Jamie. See, I wasn't prepared for any follow-up questions. I wasn't really expecting
Right, well, you've got one. Chris, end of the world, why is it good? Chris from Newcastle, Emlyn.
Well, maybe, I suppose people need jobs, don't they? So, you could give them jobs. Be good for jobs.
All right, which jobs in particular do you think, Chris, benefit from the apocalypse?
JMO, you like Paxman. People who clean up guts. Listen,
okay, thanks, Chris. Thanks for
Shania Twain.
We will be playing. We'll cue that one up for you. End of the world, Chris. Keep those calls coming in, unless you're Chris. Don't forget, we're also on Twitter and on Facebook. But now I'm joined in the studio by the man ultimately responsible for the apocalypse, God.
Good morning, Jason. It's lovely to be here.
Thanks for being here. Let's just get straight to it. Rivers of blood, molten lava running through the streets, the dead rising from the grave. It's not all good, is it?
Well, no, Jason, it's not. Purges like this are necessary from time to time, however, but if I could just pick up on one little point one of your callers made, personally, I think that Warren Gatlin doing a fantastic job in what has been a very difficult season.
Can I just say...
Who's that there?
It's Eileen from Gendros again. But can I just say to you, Mr. God, what you're doing is completely unconstitutional.
Well,
Eileen... Gavin, can we cut her off?
Don't you forget that it's our taxes that pay your salary.
Well, technically, that's not quite correct,
It
Eileen.
is true, and
Eileen,
you know it.
Eileen, please, can we just got a chance to respond?
Listen, Eileen.
It makes me sick.
Can we cut Gavin? Can we cut her off? Can we cut her off? Good, she's gone. Sorry about that, God. But technical problems. I'm sure you understand. I do hope you don't smite myself or producer Gavin.
Oh, good, no, goodness, no, not with my back. Me and Gavlar go back years.
Wonderful, good. We're going to have a little bit of REM. Right, we haven't actually got End of the World as we know it, which would be ideal. We're going with What's the Frequency, Kenneth? Cheers, Gavin. You'll all have to cope.